Hi, I'm Marcelo Prince. I'm the Deputy Editor at Marketplace. With me is Scott Austin, the journal's technology editor, and we're here to talk about the new Microsoft tablet, which they announced for the first time in their history. They're going to actually make their own tablet computer. They showed it off today in Los Angeles. A couple of highlights: it's got a larger screen than the iPad, an inch bigger. It's 10.7 inches compared with 9.7, but it actually weighs almost the same. What do you think, Scott?
It's 0.1 millimeters, I think, thinner than the iPad, at least the consumer version, the one that most people will buy. It's kind of interesting that they didn't announce a price.
That's right.
You know, they didn't say whether it has what kind of wireless capability, so you have to wonder, they probably don't have a carrier relationship right now. There's no release date. It was a very slick event. This product called the Surface, but there's still a lot of open questions out there exactly what this device will be, I think, going forward.
And do you think that they were prepared for the announcement? I mean, Ballmer was there. They had all of the top brass on hand. Why didn't they know when it's going to go out and what the price is going to be?
Yeah, it's a good question, and you know, they gave reporters about 4 days, I think, to get to LA, and you know, the event was at 3:30 in the afternoon, which is kind of odd for the East Coast.
Yeah.
Us at the Journal at 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night with the story, you don't really get the full day's news cycle. So you have to kind of question their PR strategy here. It'll be interesting just to see the reaction over the next day or two, and see whether people really would want to buy into this price. But the question, you know, one of our reporters, a Microsoft reporter, Shira, says that you know, there's a question whether they will actually charge more than the iPad. Will people pay more for this device?
Well, I mean, it raises lots of questions, right? How are HP and Dell and the other companies that traditionally sell Microsoft's hardware going to react to this news that they're making this product themselves and competing with them? And even though they did show some of the specs, they didn't give every detail about the device, including its length and width. So you have to wonder if there really is a finished product. And I think that another interesting question that came out of the initial coverage anyway is whether Microsoft is really going to go after Apple as aggressively as Apple has kind of come after them. So I mean, I think there's a lot of questions. Their history in tablets is sort of checkered. They've come out with
they were early, but they didn't really do much.
They failed to capitalize on it, right? And they were pushing the stylus long after that was still in vogue. And they failed with the one smartphone that they tried to make themselves, the Kin. Mm-hmm. The Zune was a flop, but you know, they've had success with the Xbox, right?
That's pretty much it with their consumer hardware. So yeah, the question is, I mean, I think Google and Apple have what, 99% of the tablet market. So are they going to be able to dent it in any way? You know, and go up against the Nook and the Kindle.
It has some things, though, that are interesting,
yeah,
right?
There's some showstoppers, I suppose.
To talk about a few of those. It has this cover that's the keypad.
The cover that looks like an iPad cover, but you pull it open and it's got a keypad, and I think it's actually, you can feel the keys. So that's something that will be a unique feature. It has a USB port, which an iPad doesn't have. It can connect to a printer, which is interesting. So there's some features there that you know, the iPad.
But it won't have all the apps, right?
It won't have all the apps, which is a huge.
It's going to be a challenge to get developers behind a third ecosystem.
They're going to have to subsidize the apps. Right?
As we've been writing about, RIM wasn't able to pull it off. Nokia's been having trouble in smartphones. So I think that's an open question. What kind of software will be behind it? They're touting that it's going to have some flavor of Office.
That's right.
So I think the apps question is open-ended still. The wireless connectivity you mentioned is still a question mark. But you know, you have to give them credit for going out there and trying to tackle a market where they see that they're far behind.
Yeah, as you said, they have the money to do it. Why not try it and see what they can see what they can get at?
So we'll see how the Microsoft fares in the tablet wars, but it's getting in it for real this time. I'm Marcelo Prince, and with me is Scott Austin. Thanks for joining us.